What is going on, guys? Welcome to Double Tap. This is Smash Those Buttons podcast dedicated to the FGC. I am your host of this full cast of an episode today. Do not adjust your TV sets. That is Meza in the building. The prodigal son has returned. Yeah, let's wave hi to him. Yeah. Hello. Hi, Meza. What up? Welcome back, homie. It's weird, man. I mean, I feel like I haven't done this in like 5 years. He's back, but he's not back. He's like, I'm here. He's a body right now. But you know what? He said he was gonna be on, so he came through. So I'm super stoked to have you back on, homie.
Oh, word. It feels good to be back. It's just I gotta look at the purple logos. And I'm a green guy now. I don't know if you know.
You're a green guy now? Oh, okay.
Yeah, well, I'm no longer purple, boys.
Oh, I seen. Yeah. You're out there on them kickers. Out there kicking views, kicking field goals. That's what we're doing. But yeah, we are live right now on twitch.tv/smash those buttons. But it's not just Meza here with me. Of course, we've got Static G in the building. Of course, had to go comb his hair right before getting on the show. That's why we are late. But go blame him. You look clean though. You look clean. I'll give you that. I gotta go get my hair cut myself, actually.
I gotta make sure it lasts until Combo Breaker.
Yeah, at least. Yes, that is. You gotta trim it up, bro. You gotta do your own thing.
No way, man. You just gotta go out there, get a nice little Chicago cut. I don't know what that is.
Yeah, I was about to say, like, I don't know. Please explain. I'm intrigued.
Give me the Carl Winslow.
Yeah, they put pizza on the side too.
All right, so that deep dish cut.
Give me the Chicago typewriter. Sorry.
There you go. Oh, right. So welcome, guys. Of course, this is Double Tap. This is a podcast dedicated to everything and anything in the fighting game community. This is episode 321. Right? I'm correct here? Yeah, 321. And man, we got some stuff to get into. We've got some returns of a usual conversation we have when a new game comes out. Got some updates, some hope for some others that we've received on Twitter, and some trailers and some teasers to get into, man. So it's gonna be a good week for some fighting game news. Man, we're getting that much closer to Street Fighter 6's release. 17 days now from that. That's gonna be mayhem. But we're actually closer to an open beta in just 4 days. So actually, let's just jump right into it. With Street Fighter 6. Like I said earlier, so PSA open beta, right? We talked about it last week, which is basically just the closed beta that we had back in November. Same 8 characters, all that good stuff. But it's more than just Luke and Ryu, so we'll take that. They're going to be doing their stress test with that more than likely. So that's the May 19th to the 21st. I think that's the date right now. Let's see.
Yep, that Combo Breaker?
I think it's happening. It's May 19th to the 21st. Yeah. So is that Combo Breaker?
Oh, weekend? The beta. Sorry.
Yeah, the beta.
Combo Breaker is the following week.
It's the following weekend. I was gonna say that'd be kind of wild.
That would be a really bad promotional deal. I mean, like, I guess
I was gonna go to Ray's event Saturday night, but that is also beta day. So I think I'm gonna enjoy the beta and then enjoy my birthday on the beta on Sunday.
Why not? Beta birthday bash. Let's go. So yeah, so we've got that going on. The other thing, actually, I meant to cover this last week, but I forgot. But have you guys had a chance to check out the comic series that they've been releasing, the prequel stuff?
I have not skimmed through it, but I didn't get to watch the second or read the second. I skimmed through the first.
I knew about it. I knew about it. It looks like something I need to sit down and read. But I want a few more chapters. I'm a manga guy, so it's like 2 chapters, and if I'm hooked by like the first chapter, I'm kind of pissed because I gotta wait, and they don't have I don't think they have like a proper release date of like, every week or something like that. So right now it seems like I think they dropped this over a whole month.
I think it's gonna be every 2 weeks or maybe even 3 or something like that. Yeah.
Long.
But I think it's only going to be 4. If I'm correct, I think it's only 4 issues that they're going to be released. It's like anywhere between 4 and 6. But the first 2 are good. I don't want to go into crazy spoilers, but it does revolve a lot around Ken. There's the big premise, right? In Street Fighter 6, it has kind of a bit of a story arc going on. He's on the run. This kind of dives into it a little bit more. We get to actually see Chun-Li in the second one that just dropped, A Good Fake, chapter 2 called A Good Fake. And we get to see even her her time in Interpol right now. And cool thing is, it's not a spoiler or anything, but what's her protege? What's Chun-Li's protege again? It's like Lee. Let me see. Chun-Li student. Like what the hell is her student's name? Li Feng. Li Feng is part of Interpol.
Okay.
Like she's
there
working with Chun-Li. I was like, don't they have like age standards for this? But yeah, she's kind of
intern.
Maybe she might be. Who knows?
Probably intern.
But she's got the hookup, so she's actually in there, which is really cool. But yeah, it's revolving right now as of these 2 chapters. It's got Luke, it's got Ken's son. The guy with the beard is not JP, as a lot of us alluded that we thought it was gonna be. We suspected it's not JP. But yeah, I'm not gonna go into any more in there. You guys should go check it out. It's actually been a pretty good read called Days of Eclipse. So it's, like I said, as of right now, it's revolving around Ken. We might see more cameos of other characters, maybe some of the new ones where they're going to come in at. Maybe we'll see JP in some point, kind of get an idea as to where he falls in line of being a bad guy, right, or where he's going to be in terms of the story. But right now, revolving around Ken, it's a pretty good read, so go check it out. It's all free. You can go check it out online, streetfighter.com /6/comics.
I hope they kind of... I was just gonna say real quick. I just hope they kind of get into the whole Luke background and like kind of give us a little bit more of his younger days before he went into like all the stuff that he's getting into. I hope.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think we're gonna go that far in. They don't want to look backwards. They just want to move forward. They just want to get ready for Street Fighter 6. So I don't know if we're gonna try to turn back the dial.
We need that connection. I mean, maybe it's for you and Ken.
It might be where they're using this to like, because like Luke in 6 already looks different, right? He's not in the military in 6. As far as we know, he's not in the military, right? He's always in this get up and such. But then again, guy, I don't know. I think this might be also as much of a journey for him as it will be for Ken. So we might get that connection you're talking about, but just not like before military. It might be like what happened during the military and what he's gonna do post that, right? I think that's where we're gonna go. So
by the way, they are not in color. They're in black and white.
Oh yeah, straight like manga
that's
style.
Fine.
Well, the old Udons for me, the old Udons are all in color. The ones that I have.
I actually think it looks nice not in color. I think being in color sometimes pampers us. And then when we get like half the chapter in color and then the rest isn't, and everybody's like, why is it in color? It's like, yeah, well, that costs money.
Yeah, well, it costs money, costs time. We're major weebs here. It's all good.
Okay. And then my brother, he's like, "Oh, it looks rushed." I'm like, "Okay." He's the artist, so.
Hey, everybody's a critic.
Just like, shut up, man. Just want to enjoy my goddamn.
He can say what he wants.
Just let people enjoy their thing.
I don't think it's rushed. I think it's fine.
Looks good. It'll do what it needs to get done. All right. So, with that, we've got what is it? We had the developer kind of update, right? That went down. Nothing major. You might realize we haven't covered, because this came out, what, the developer update was over the week. Was it over the weekend or was like right before? I think it was like Friday.
The update or the Q&A?
The Q&A update, yeah, like that whole developer Q&A that they had. I believe it was Friday. We had seen the tweets about it. They were not gonna bring any kind of new announcements. They were setting the expectations. They don't expect announcements, this, that, and the other. They were just gonna, take questions and show a couple small things, but nothing game changing. I mean, we've now included that Street Fighter 6 is going to have the jukebox mode, so you're going to be able to kind of dive into the historical, and kind of iconic songs of the past, which is good. I like it when games, especially when they're pretty long in the tooth, like Street Fighter, or have kind of a repertoire of some really good tracks that you can just get access to them during whatever game, right? Like, I don't want to have to go and try to load up my Spotify or something if I want to listen to some OG stuff. If I could just bake it, if it could be baked into the game, like, that's a win. That's a win for me. Maybe it's also my guilty gear-ness, right? Because kind of talk about spoiled when it comes to the music for that, right? And Strive did a really good job in just having so many tracks that they just constantly are adding. They're constantly adding. All right, don't give me that. I know you're already giving me that look, Static. You're a stickler for it. But I mean, listen, they could have not given us those tracks, bro. They could have just given us whatever Strive had, and that's it.
I'm just gonna say this: why do we have to have the character in the game to unlock a song?
Because
why can't I just have Slayer's song now? Hold on. Why can't I have the whole OST of the previous games? Would I have to wait for the character to come out and then I get their old OST? Like, for instance, Testament, I get all three: the current, the old, and the old.
The old, the new old, and the old.
Hey, it's better than playing KOF and you have to choose all the songs prior and put them in. Okay, I don't want to hear it. All right, it's better. I'm not the biggest Strive fan, but I will say it's okay. They do all right. All right, they're doing all right.
Street Fighter 6 is taking notes of that, and at least they're adding, they're letting you. We don't know to what degree. I don't think they went and talked us to like everything that they're gonna put in. I hope they just put a bunch of tracks, but maybe they won't go to Strive route and have to have a character in order for you to hear that track.
I'm not complaining too much. It is good, but I do like character, sort of like what KOF does. Speaking of KOF, I like each character sort of music that plays only when a character plays each other.
That's it. I mean, it's iconic, but that's iconic. That's what it's supposed to be, right? And Guilty Gear, they've always done that, where like if you have like Kai versus like Order of Soul, they would have that specific song play. Yeah, I mean, I don't know, man. I think it is a small thing, but it is a big thing in retrospect.
Oh yeah, but to think
about how far we've come.
True. To have old songs in this, I'm hoping for stages from Street Fighter V. If anything that I'm gonna miss from Street Fighter V, it's gonna be the music, especially like the Christmas New York Brazil stage. All of those certain stages, like the arena, the Capcom Cup arena. Those songs are dope. But yeah.
Some good picks. If anything, we could always mod it in later. Oh, anyway, something else that has been now reported and confirmed is, because it hasn't been talked a whole lot, and it's the Street Fighter 4 port for Street Fighter 6. Right, there's going to be crossplay that's been implemented for 5, for PC, and all PS5 and all that. And there just hadn't been talked about PS4, like what, if it's going to have any limitations, this, that, and the other. Crossplay is not one of them. It's been confirmed that it will be able to crossplay with all other consoles and such. So, if you just aren't in the realm of, you don't have a PC or a PlayStation 5 and you're still rocking the PS4 Pro, whatever it may be, which is fine, you're still going to be able to play with anybody else that's playing a different version. So that's good that they did that. That shows support. That shows that, they're not trying to lock that out to like a new console in order for you to actually enjoy like all the features.
I do wonder.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I just wonder if they're gonna do what they did last time, only do crossplay for PC and
PlayStation.
PS4. Yeah, I kind of want to see them bring Xbox, just because of the Game Pass is so strong.
I feel like they said they were gonna play for all.
They did.
Right, yes. They did, right? Okay,
yes.
I thought so. I was like, I'm pretty sure they're not trying to hit that same mark again.
I watched Maximilian's video on it. He does cover it within about an hour. He fast forwards through the Japanese, because obviously he nor myself know Japanese, but we did listen to the translations, and he's like that. We even covered that almost like a year ago, that it would be all cross-platform.
Well, they always say stuff like that and then they don't do it. I mean, come on, like shatter all expectations, and they did not shatter all expectations. Like, there's a lot of those concepts where they always try to say they're going to push the limit, and then once we get to what is pushing the limit, they don't do it. They kind of go halfway. So I'm going to be a little surprised, but I think Capcom's kind of taking a really strong stance on like making sure everybody understands that this is like the new standard.
Yeah, I mean, I can see that they don't want to overpromise and under-deliver, right? That's the last thing you want to do, especially for a new, a game that you want to sell 10 million copies in its lifetime. That's like, the goal. You gotta come out kind of strong, right? So hopefully they will deliver on their promises for that. But one other small thing we're going to touch on for Street Fighter 6. This was just like, the embargo came up, right? Between the embargo dropping and the demo, right? There's just been tech that's been growing out there. There's just been plenty of small little details people have been watching. People have been putting in the hours, learning all kinds of things. This was this is going to be a more PSA too for all my peoples that are jumping into Street Fighter 6 and just aren't aware of it, because I wasn't aware of it until I saw this video too. But we're all aware of the new mechanics, right? Like drive rush, drive impact. See, I didn't say dragon that time, man. I'm doing good in this game. And you have burnout, right? When you burn out, there are issues like certain block strings are real now versus your opponent. Like if you're in burnout, you can't block against drive impact. You have a chance of getting stunned. You don't parry. You're basically at a disadvantage, and you always have to wait for your bar to fill up, or you get dizzied, and then you reset from dizzy. You automatically get it filled up. But if you're in burnout, chances are you don't want to be near a wall. One interesting little tidbit, now that we're hitting the layers of the system, is depending on what you do while you're in burnout, affects the actual rate in which you will fill up that bar and regain your drive meter. And there has been, let me just make sure I got the posting of who actually posted it up first. Ryu Apprentice on YouTube. It went around on Twitter. I think Automatic like retweeted it, or some other people, but this is coming from Ryu Apprentice on YouTube. Standing still, walking forward, walking back, and jumping all affect a different rate in which your drive gauge fills back up from burnout. So at this moment, the best thing you could do is walk forward. Standing still is pretty neutral. Walking back is slightly faster than standing still. And then jumping is the worst of them all. So the reason why I find this interesting is, for one, walking forward, you know, you're gonna gain, you know, the drive rush mechanic back quicker. Makes sense because they want to kind of emphasize don't be scared even when you're in burnout, right? I think a lot of people very early on in the game right now are gonna feel like once you're in burnout that you need to now be like real defensive, real safe. Like your character no longer is as good as it was before. I mean, by technical sense, yes, there's now you're at a disadvantage, but can you still throw a fireball? Can you still, you know, press a punch button, a kick button? Can you still throw? You can still fight. It's just burnout kind of has this weird like mental like mix up already that yes, you have to play a little differently, but that doesn't mean you have to play safe. So they're giving you options, or they're really affecting the way you're playing in that mindset and rewarding you for certain things like walking forward, right? If you have no fear, right? If you're still going to just go in and still play and play smart, you can still play smart even in burnout. Just because you're burnt out does not mean the game is over. Is there more of a chance of a checkmate situation? Yes, there is. But regardless, you know, if you walk forward, you get rewarded by getting your meter back. Walking backwards will also still get your meter back. Standing still, it's pretty neutral. But the crazy part about it is the jumping. Because while in burnout, and I'll be honest, like I'm definitely a victim of this too, because I don't want to get drive rushed near a wall, or you know, I don't want to take as much chip, right? That's the other thing that becomes a factor, is getting chipped out in burnout. You can only get chipped out while you're in burnout. So jumping becomes a factor where it helps, right? You can dodge drive impact, I almost said dragon impact, drive impact, fireballs, you know, supers, any kind of approach. You know, jumping is still a method of fighting back. It's just you jumping to kind of almost like, it's almost like you're trying to cheese that. It sounds weird to say, but it's almost like if you're trying to jump to get away, to avoid all those other possibilities, you're kind of almost pseudo getting punished. So this gets me into wondering is are they trying to emphasize, you know, just moving forward or being more aggressive? It reminds me of like the tweaks that we had in Strive, right? When it came to the risk gauge, right? When you were in risk, as your bar goes up, and especially when you get filled up, the next hit becomes a counter, right? Well, they changed it where if your risk gauge is up, meaning you're blocking for a long period of time, your opponent just has you locked down, you're actually gaining more meter in when your gauge is higher. Your meter return is bigger while you're blocking, because they want to give you the opportunity to fight back. Like once you have 50 tension, you can do something. You can DP into RC of some kind. You can BRC away, BRC drift, or do your own mix up. Have a chance to throw a punch back. This feels like it's kind of like in the same ballpark, right? Where Capcom's like, don't be scared. Like if you walk forward, you will be rewarded. If you walk back, you will also be rewarded. Standing still, holding your ground, you can also be rewarded. But jumping around is like a death sentence, man. They're trying to tell you to just hold your ground. Like that's kind of tough. That's a lot to ask for someone.
The thing is, look, I've been playing this a lot. Obviously the demo, waiting for the beta again, and I experience a friend he likes to jump a lot when he's exhausted, and
yeah,
I do notice like he spends a lot more time there. But I mean, I think the thing is, look, for casual players, this is probably not going to be as prominent of a thing. It's going to be more like, I'm not thinking about that. But for the high-level players and the mid-level range, or even people getting into it, it is going to be a very difficult thing to grasp, because moving forward is already pretty scary in this game, and fighting for neutral is pretty hard. So once you're exhausted, fighting for neutral and stuff like that is going to be even more mentally taxing to think, okay, you're telling me to move forward to get back to normalcy, that's kind of scary. So obviously picking, bonkering down or walking backwards, those things kind of feel more safe. But in retrospect, they're actually putting you in the corner, which then forces you to jump. So
yeah, you see what I mean? It's a cruel fucking circle, man. It's like a cruel RSP situation that, it won't. I don't want to say it'll affect everything. It's going to affect things at higher levels, like you said. Like beginners and such, they're not going to really care. You're just going to be playing your game. You're going to have fun. That's perfectly fine. But once you get into these weeds where you're looking at your opponent's options, or when will they get their options back, and when can you lock them down? What's going to be their thought process? The probability of them jumping is higher when you're in Burnout versus not, right? Are they one of those? These are the things you're going to want to think about. And walking forward and backwards, also I just want to be clear, isn't just so much like you have to continuously be walking forward and backwards. It's like, there's going to be chances are moving forward, backwards, in neutral, you're going to be able to just jumping forward sometimes. You're going to be like kind of playing that dance. So it's just a weird rate in which you can get it. But I'm wondering like how many people are going to have it so locked down where they're going to be like, oh, okay, if I move up to here to do this, to do that, I should have drive gauge back by this point.
Yeah, I've been messing around in the demo a lot, just learning Luke and just trying to see and manage. I want to get used to and manage the freaking, I almost called it focus gauge. Drive gauge.
The drive gauge.
Yeah.
I come back to?
Bro, it's still new to us.
At it as that. Yeah. Because I'm sort of like, all right, button, and that's 3 meters. No, but that's 1 meter. And I'm just like, I get overwhelmed.
Yep.
So seeing how it moves, and actually, if you're already a Luke player, you've already had a little bit of advantage there, because his V trigger in the other game does work like the drive gauge. But anyway, I digress. I feel like there's a segue coming soon.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I was gonna say the fifth thing that it comes, to help you fill up that drive gauge real fast is gonna be this ab break. So we'll be right back after this, guys. We'll jump into some more updates here on Double Tap. All right, and we're back. Drive gauge fully restored, no longer burnt out. Ad break is done, but man, Street Fighter 6 is already looking pretty in the weeds. Pretty in the weeds as to what we're going to be jumping into come June 2nd. It won't be the last we're going to be talking about Street Fighter 6. We do have a slight focus attack we're going to be getting into later in the show. But in the meantime, though, let's jump into some fucking almost a Kingdom Hearts. Holy shit, I'm tripping. King of Fighters. I must be tired. I need enough coffee today. King of Fighters 15 in true Double Tap cursed fashion. We get done this show last week, and not like, what was it, 30 minutes later? I got Static messaging me like, bro, like, you can't be serious. We just missed it. New trailer for the latest DLC that'll be dropped, which will be Sylvie. We actually get to see some gameplay of hers. I think last time all we got was just her intro, so we got to see her in-game render. But now we got a look at the very colorful, well, kind of a little bit more on the darker colors, a little bit muted there, character here coming through. So I'm yes, I am kind of familiar with Sylvie, but it's ironically I'm more familiar with her being so goofy than her game plan. Like in terms of her kit. Like, she's a very animated character when it comes to like how expressionist she is. Like, yeah, she kind of is a little over the top, and her design is also kind of over the top too. And it looks like she has like her original costume too that she had from was it from 14? Yeah.
Yes.
The big old eyeballs.
Huge eyeballs.
Yeah, big old eyeballs on the side. Mm-hmm.
I don't know how I felt. She seems so. I remember picking her up as a character. I was like, oh, I'm gonna play her because she's like anime and weird, and she was not as fun as I thought she would be. But
she would be a VTuber.
I mean, she's interesting. Nonetheless, she looks different in some aspects, where she looks a little bit more not so new. Like, a lot of new characters in KOF come out and then they just don't seem like they are fully finished. Besides Shuni, she looks more finished and complete now compared to before. Before, she just seemed awkward. But from looking at her moveset, she looks a lot better. I like her aesthetic a lot more. It's not as it's not bright. It's not like flashy bright. It's kind of fits the theme now.
Very Morgan style. I just thought about it. She kind of has like the same Morgan palette. Like the bat wings, we got the greenish hair, we got the purples and some blacks. Like it kind of is that. Now that I'm thinking about it, but
it feels more Rachel Alucard to me.
I can see that. Oh damn, she got the special beam cannon. Hold up.
Yeah.
What? I am the hype.
She's doing, but her hands are like Sailor Moon style.
That's what I was going to say too. That's kind of
in the name of the moon, I will obliterate you. Oh yeah, shit! This is the first time me seeing it completely. Yeah, she comes out tomorrow, or rather the day this podcast actually comes out live on your favorite podcast platforms of choice, with an included costume, which is that original one. Yeah, so she's gonna be live tomorrow, so we don't have to wait long to see how she is going to end up. I'm gonna have to hang out in some of Shakugan streams just to see. But and also, you know who other a Sylvie specific player I need to go ask about is Temple Nut, because I know he did play her a lot. Matter of fact, I'm pretty sure she's like his follower animation too.
Yeah, I think he was super excited about it too.
He played her, or did he play the other one, the one that would dance around and dive kick for ages?
Probably both.
Did he play them both?
Okay. He definitely played Sylvie. He definitely played Sylvie because he was like super. I'm pretty sure I saw a tweet not too long ago. He was like, "Oh, is everybody excited to play KOF because Sylvie's coming out?" I was like, "Oh god."
No, man, just you. No.
Oh my god.
Shout out to him. I think he's gonna do some damage once you get your character that you just like vibe with in a game. It's just a whole other vibe for sure. But yeah, that's all that's going on for King of Fighters 15. So Sylvie's going to be coming out on the 16th. So this time, like I said, if you're listening to this in podcast platform, podcast format, then she's out. So we're going to be seeing some footage from her real soon. So we'll check her out for next week. So let's move on to some Strive. Very interesting place. Guilty Gear Strive. We should still be seeing. I'm still on the fence, man. I'm pretty sure we're supposed to see Asuka, or whoever the last character is going to be this month. We should see something. Are we going to see something at Combo Breaker? We don't know, but technically I don't know because they haven't said anything. The only time any character's been delayed was Bedman due to issues, right? It got moved to April, was originally for March, but May was still slated for another character, and they have not updated us on that. So I just want to put it out there. If it happens, I called it. But the other thing we need to call
the 31st.
31st? Yeah, we're going to get hit with that. So the other thing we're going to call out for is actually an update for one of the 3 issues we talked about that Guilty Gear needs to kind of fix before the tyrant that is Street Fighter 6 drops. This one kind of more of the bigger pieces, which is of course the network issues that we've been having ever since crossplay has been implemented into the ecosystem. So we have an official tweet with basically a notice for the network issues and fixes for Guilty Gear Strive. They have the long-awaited network issue solution. It's going to be released on the 25th of May. So just 10 days from now. I think it'll be, what is that? That's going to be a Thursday. So we'll see the fruits of that labor 2 episodes from now. We'll cover it on the 29th. But fix an issue with preventing players from entering lobbies, from initiating matches, abnormal ping numbers during online matches, and the game sometimes crashing, attempting to enter a player match room. Although we would like to get this patch out as soon as possible, sufficient time for testing is needed to ensure no additional issues are caused by the many adjustments made, not only to Guilty Gear Strive game application, but also external services involved. So, oh, okay, there we go. Perfect. The last piece, I didn't read all of this. I'm kind of a little bit on the blind side coming in this week. The fixes of the errors have had no impact on the schedule month release for the upcoming additional character. I ask for your patience as we share more about this release. I don't know if that means it'll still happen this month, considering May 25th is in 10 days. So if they're going to push out a network patch, I don't know if they're going to push out a DLC character really close to that, because I don't know if they've tested. I mean, I'm assuming they're testing the new DLC character and potentially any adjustments alongside this patch to make sure nothing breaks. But them saying there's been no impact on the scheduled month of release for the upcoming additional character. That's this month. That's May. So it should be released, and then they go, okay, by the way, here's this character.
I think that's fine, considering they were pushed back for the previous character. So they're trying to get back on track, and I think this is a good way to do it, especially considering this has kind of been an ongoing problem. I personally have seen more damage done from this patch alone.
Oh yeah.
So I think it's good that they just don't, even if they didn't release the character this month and they released it early next month, I think people will still be fine, because this is kind of like the crucial point, right? You want your game functioning for people to even be able to play the DLC. So
yeah, true.
I think,
very true.
I think it'll be fine. I think this is one of those things that like people kind of get nervous about. Yeah, I think this is fine. I think they're back on track. I think maybe that's what maybe delayed them last month as well, is maybe they were working on seeing if they can get this fixed for this month.
Yeah. And also note, if we do stay on for this month for release, we will definitely not be seeing this new character at Combo Breaker. It'll be way too close. It's not going to be legal. So that 1,000 plus attendees, you know, as long as there's also no kind of battle adjustments that come with it, which that would, I don't believe it does, but you know, with each release, there's usually like a slight tweak of some kind. Bedman didn't have really anything crazy that they tweaked. They just like did a lot of bug fixes, but we'll just have to wait and see. So May 25th will be D-Day when it comes to at least seeing if we can play online again. I need to get my Celestial back, man. It's really rough.
To my knowledge, they don't change, at least for tournaments primarily, they don't try to do patch of the week unless it's early in the week. Then they'll patch all their systems, but that's a big ask to patch everything like 2 to 3 days before a big event. So I don't think they would even go through with it. I think they would just keep everything copacetic the way it is right then and there.
Yeah, we'll just have to see. But you don't get to release some awesome games like this if you don't have a bit of a legacy. So actually, I just want to mark that May 14th, just yesterday, marked the 25th anniversary of the Guilty Gear series. 25 years.
Wow.
Doesn't feel that
not long. Bad at all. 25 years doesn't feel like it
it doesn't
that long ago, because I remember Guilty Gear releasing, and I'm like, oh, that wasn't 25 years ago. I'm like, oh yeah, it was.
Well, no, it feels very long ago.
Well, I didn't play Guilty Gear 1, so I kind of missed out on that. I got into Guilty Gear, like Guilty Gear X? No, Guilty Gear Reloaded, I think, is when I got into it. So.
No, okay. We played that, and it was in this room, and I just remember reveling in my brother using Soul, my friend using Kai. And like every time there was like a clash, we would all be like, oh, so cool.
Oh, my God.
It's the old game. And then we would always like let each other charge to level 3s. It's like,
I want to see the insta kills. Come on, I want to see these.
Oh, those can happen instantly on a counter hit.
Oh my God, yeah, that shit's so broken. Counter hit is like, oh, insta kills. Like, yeah, you're dead. It's over.
Remember, it takes both rounds, by the way.
Yeah, it isn't a one and done. You don't get up afterwards.
Horror.
Imagine how cheap that shit would be nowadays. Like, you just get hit with that now, and it's just a. Like, oh yeah, it's a first to 3 or a first to 2. Okay, that's just one down instantly. Even if you change it to 3 rounds, oh my God, that would be ballistic. But 25 years of Guilty Gear, here's to 25 more. I hope. I hope it's. I don't want to say it's peaked. It's done so well. Like, the series has gone so far. I mean, shout outs to Slayer Seraph, who posted this one up, right? Like, this might be one of the peak moments in the entire series, like in the entire franchise, was when that trailer hit, where we got to see that angle. I know where I was. Like, I think everybody who saw this trailer, I think can think, like, can take a couple seconds to think, and they'll know exactly where they were when they first saw it. Because
when did it first?
Game changer.
It was Evo. It was Evo.
Evo what?
Yeah. 20 fucking 10?
That'd be 2013 then.
2013 maybe? Okay.
2014 when I first went was when they had the demo. And that was when I remember the first thing I saw was Soul's entrance with him just flicking up the bullet. And I was like, whoa, that's so fluid. And now it's just so numb.
Yep, it was 9 years ago. to 2014. Or it was no, excuse me. It was 2013. It was 2013. Excuse me. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was Evo.
Fun fact.
Oh, let me think. Sorry. Arc System Works Festival took place in Yokohama Pacifico venue on 5/19/2013. You're right.
Fun fact. Nobody has still achieved what ArcSys has done with Guilty Gear, which is to be able to implement creating a game that is 3D models while using 2D effects.
Oh, I mean,
so from shading everything, it's just been done outside of it. They're the only ones who can do it right now.
Oh yeah, they have they have like a.
I mean, there's people who can do it.
Monopoly on it.
Good luck. No, they said if you go ahead, try. That's literally what they said. Go ahead and try. It took us quite some time to figure this out, and they've mastered it by Strive. And as much as I'm not the biggest fan of Strive, I will say Strive still looks brilliant. All right, and they still have done the one thing that I have not seen any other company even try to attempt, and maybe that's a good thing.
Oh my god, I'm watching it right now, and I'm just like, oh god, they were just talking. I remember going like, wow, I was like, god, those 2D sprites are amazing. Because remind you, this is post Blaze, right? Blaze Blue. Like, I was like, oh shit, Blaze Blue looks amazing. Like, oh, look at these animations, and then this comes out like, oh man, they did it again. They did it even better. And all of a sudden they did that camera pan. Oh, I can still remember hearing the screams from the stream itself, like people just losing their fucking minds.
I think you posted it. We talked about it on the show where they had like a 45-minute Q&A and how they designed it.
Hold up, 2013. We might have covered that.
No, we covered it because we covered the following. Me and you covered it because we didn't go to Evo. But I do remember us covering. It was like a 45-minute or an hour-long video that they dropped later down the road, explaining how long it took them and why and how they achieved this look.
Yeah, because I remember there was a lot of behind-the-scenes videos they came out with, and it showed like their shaders and shit. Yeah, I remember.
Yeah, they were like, it's insane. We even came to this conclusion, like pretty much. They're like, we didn't even know we could do this.
You know what? We're gonna. I'm gonna look back. I'm gonna hunt down that episode and see what kind of hot takes we had back in the day, and check it out for sure. But yeah, 25 years of Guilty Gear on top of Arc System's 35 years of being around is no small feat. It's super impressive. I just love what they pump out, man. I'm a fan of a multitude of their games, not just Guilty Gear. I even enjoy some of their beat 'em ups, right? They have a history like River City Rampage and such, and then you got River City Girls, right? That's like a kind of a current that has little Guilty Gear characters in it. Yes, Double Dragon and such. Yeah, there's kind of have a long. Wait, is Double Dragon them or is that Konami? That's them. No, that's it.
It's part of their deals whenever they have sales. So I'm
right? Yeah, I'm gonna say it's probably there.
That's originally Konami from, if we're talking about all the way back originally. Yes. But
yeah,
I don't know
I
if
thought so.
I mean, if you want anything close to that, just play Stay Cool Kobayashi. I have that for the Switch. It's super good.
All right, so enough. All the love to Arc System and Guilty Gear for sure. One actually, you know what? We might as well put it onto here because I had it in random, so I shouldn't have. Arc World Tour 2023. Because remember, we did 2022. It just wrapped up a couple months back. It was a little. I don't want to say it was delayed or anything, but yeah, the dates kind of screwed with some people. But yes, this has been interesting for many reasons. One, Strive will be the only title for Arc World Tour this season. Prize pool will be $100,000 with the winner getting 50 G's. Psh, peasant money, man. We're all going to be meeting millionaires, right? over in Capcom Cup. And the tour will include a last chance qualifiers for the finals. Now, it's still, don't get me wrong, great money, great opportunity. I can't wait to see this go down. But a lot of people are up in arms. Right, a lot of people are up in arms. I don't have to scroll no further down than literally the first reply to the damn tweet itself comes from Mezzo.
Sorry,
because people are just calling it out, man. They're like, "Yo, do you need any more proof to know that TNF Duel is dead, man? It's dead. They don't even have it on the World Tour no more. They're not supporting it. It's dead. DED, dead. That's a game. I just been playing it on my browser. Dead. Yeah, but it's not really the consensus. That doesn't, just because they don't have a place right in the tour doesn't mean the game is dead, right? It's kind of like it's pretty annoying when people say that shit, because there's still plenty of people, but present company included, that rock the game still and go out to locals and will play the game. DNF Duel is still at majors, right? Like, it's still getting love. Just because the World Tour doesn't have it doesn't mean the game is dead. Now, is it a good sign either?
Okay.
That's the question. Is it a bad thing though?
I feel like I got set up to be on this episode to start off coming back just so I can say some dumb shit. Real talk. Look, I think this has nothing to do with DNF Duel. We got to look at it from the standpoint they've wanted to release more information for Arc World Tour very soon, especially rapidly right after they finish the World Tour for 2022. What people have to realize is DNF Duel is still an unfinished game that's still getting support, but it's not getting support until the summer, the end of summer, pretty much. So, are we really going to sit here and say this is...
Oh shit, September? Oh, fuck.
Look,
fuck!
You notice how I try not to say that far? My thing is this. Look, I get it. It feels like the game is non-existent, but the community has been keeping it strong, and that's just the truth, But I don't... putting that aside, putting my own personal feeling towards it aside, and I looked at it from a standpoint of how does this benefit anime games, because everybody has to now deal with Capcom Cup and Capcom in general. You can't avoid seeing a $2 million prize. That's just not a thing that we've seen till now. What do we look like we play Dota or League of Legends? No. So
or Street Fighter 6.
Yeah. when Tekken is a game that seemed like they would have been the first to do something like that, and they were kind of on that route, and then Capcom comes out of nowhere. And Arc World Tour has been providing money for multiple games. It's like, okay, let's focus in and hone in on one game. One game, a big prize pool that we can see if we can retain the amount of people to keep watching. Because if they put too many games, nobody's going to stay watching all three or all two, right? It wasn't that big to watch, a lot of people watching DNF Duel, 2,000? And then it got bigger, or 1,000 something, and then it got bigger when Strive jumped on the stream. So yeah, a lot of their viewership's going to be Strive, and this is like the year for Strive technically. So they got to get ahead of the game. If they don't, and they don't announce this now and leave DNF Duel out of it, yeah, I think they would fall behind and they would lose the potential players and player base to Street Fighter 6, 1,000%. And that's, I think, what they're doing here is trying to make a business move over a worry about the community move. And I think that's really important.
Interesting take on it. The one thing I definitely do also enjoy is one of the responses here from Lasitpo. With everyone going to Street Fighter 1 million, maybe this is my chance. Yo,
Lost Soul still existing, bro.
That's some realness. That's some realness right there. So yo, with everybody going right, I'm gonna go left and see what's going on. I don't need $1 million, but I'll take 50 grand easy. No problem, no question.
And I'll state this one thing.
It's like 30 grand after taxes, but you know what it is.
I'll say this one thing, because people forget Dragon Ball FighterZ used to be a part of this Arc World Tour as well, and they broke off and had their own World Tour. So
very true.
DNF Duel still has that opportunity to do that if Nexon chooses to.
Ooh, you know what? That is
and there could be more money. There could be more money because considering they were putting 1,500 into weeklies that didn't need to necessarily happen. They could have just not done that. So the fact that if they can gauge whether it's worth it or not, and they say, oh, it is worth it, we could see a prize pool of maybe double or triple of what Arc World Tour is giving if Nexon's involved and they want to push the game more. And they seem like they want to support the game. So with this whole new system, we'll see.
I didn't think about that. You're absolutely right about the whole Dragon Ball FighterZ. It actually makes more sense for DNF Duel because maybe they're going to try to keep it with the DFO like community a bit more to kind of get more eyes on it, get it exposed. Because right now it's kind of like tied with like, oh, if you play an ArcSys game, it's in the Arc World Tour. But like DFO people don't necessarily like, oh yeah, I'm gonna come to this. versus
This
like, why don't you just
particular
take it and
competition.
why don't we just take DNF Duel and put it over here, right? Like let's just take it over here to where this market is, and it might make a lot more sense actually. That this could be the building blocks to that, absolutely. I mean, look at it that way.
Look, all I can say is they do need an entry point for DFO to kind of become something again. Over in the Western side, our side, we don't really appeal to DFO as much as we do DNF Duel. Versus like the East, they love obviously DNF. And I had this conversation. They love DFO more than they love DNF. And I need people to realize that DNF Duel is not an Eastern thing; it's a Western thing, and it's because it's a fighting game. DFO is more of a PvE based thing, but they do have a really strong community that's competitive for DFO. And I hate saying DFO; it's DNF. So it's like this weird dynamic that people just don't realize that there's a lot of money on the table if they invest better. If the company invests into the game. If that happens, you will see a world tour for DNF Duel. And considering Nexon has banned a character with only running one tournament, saying that character can't enter, you have to only imagine they were planning to eventually break off from Arc World Tour just to see from how it goes. And obviously maybe they have a deal with Arxis where they have to do this for one time, and then they go, okay, well now the IP is free to be used how you guys want to use it. We just want to gauge those things. We want you to run it and make the money that you're going to make. Now we can start doing what we want. So that might be it.
Dig. So, yeah, for those screaming, whoa, DNF is done. It's over. Just wait and see. It's a little privy, man. They I think they know what they're doing. I think they know what they're going to want to do.
Heads up, modders got to handle. I wouldn't even say modders. I would say some of the community has learned from some modders, and now they are building their own version of the game, whether it's a stabilized, playable version.
Oh, yeah. I've seen
a
busted
busted
clips.
actual aiding style.
Yeah.
So right now, there's two people. There's Echo Scene, who is creating the more marginalized, very normalized version, which we'll see when that comes out. But the guy Olam El Hyper, by the way, he is actually officialized making. He just finished it yesterday. I just finished helping him finishing it off, the Marvel style version, where you want nonsense combos like Marvel and Power Rangers, you're gonna get that. If you want still some reasonable scaling, because I had to tell him you can't take 50% of somebody's life by pressing one button.
You've gone too far. You've gone too far.
Yeah. Well, I mean, tap is now one button. That's crazy in its own. I mean, look, now characters do stuff that Marvel characters do. Surfmaster's doing actual Magneto stuff now. So there's like a lot of cool things that they really worked on, and he addressed the whole community for it. So.
All right, we'll have to peep it out and see where we're moving to when it comes to the NF Duel and its community. So with that, we're actually going to take a quick break, guys. We'll be right back. We got some Tekken. Hey, I'm not going to yell on the mic just to say it, but you know what it is. We'll be right back. It's going to be marvelous.
Anyway,
stay tuned. All right, and we're back. Time for some fucking Tekken, man. Time for some god dang Tekken. This trailer is pretty damn good. I don't know how much you've been keeping up, Meza, on the trailers and all that.
Released. You're crazy. You think I wasn't paying attention to Tekken? That was the one game I did get excited about.
Off the rip, man. Within the first 15 seconds, we get the we get the homage, right? We get the legendary homage to one of the most legendary animes to just influence like all animes out there, right? We get the Akira cycle slide here, but this is coming through on the Hwoarang trailer. I think shout outs to the announcer, because I know she has to be some sort of Hispanic, man. There's no way that those R's getting rolled is insane.
The trailer. Okay, the announcer got you.
Yeah, the announcer. What do you think? You thought I was talking about Hwoarang? Come on, dog.
I have no idea who you were talking about, but Jury also had the Akira.
She did. Yes. Jury did.
Well,
Jury did also have that. Everybody gets at least one. You get at least one character. Character can be juvenile, they be good, evil. It don't matter. Everybody gets it. If you haven't already, go check out. It's like the Akira bike compilation. It's on. It's on.
Everybody
YouTube.
Everybody gets an Akira bike or a Yamcha death. Okay.
Yes, yeah. Those are the two. Those are the two you get. Just so I can put it out there. Yes, everybody gets at least. Wait, this is the actual fight scene. I thought this was the collage. All right, whatever. But the collage is out there. Everybody does it. I guess it was just coming back. Tekken had their turn. It happened to be Hwoarang, who, by the way, shot at two things.
Hello.
One, the glow up is real, and two, my man got his eye back. I thought he what was the point of the eye patch in the previous game? I'm not really sure. I'm still trying to figure that one out.
Who knows, man? I mean, he's gone through the military. Remember when he had short hair in Tekken 4?
Yeah.
Where he was Tekken 4, Tekken Force?
Yep. Yeah, the short hair. But man, talk about a fucking glow up, dude. Like, this guy is...
I almost wanted to play him because of it, I'm not gonna lie.
It's a handsome dude. Yeah.
I was like, Lars, who's that?
Blood talent. We get him. So new hairstyle, but same delinquency, right? Same gi. Hwoarang. Yeah. So we get just a whole showcase, not a new stage. This is the standard stage we're getting to, so nothing new getting shown off there. But Hwoarang, still, oh my god, the corner carry or the wall carry.
Man, it's gonna be gross. Not gonna lie. So I saw the video, or I saw the trailer for it. I'm like, or I saw that it was available. Pause it real quick.
Oh yeah,
thank you. Oh yeah. I was like, wait a minute, I forgot he is in Tekken. I was legit like, wait, he is a cool character.
He's like, who's this character?
I'm so upset.
Yeah.
I'm like, Hwoarang.
They
already announced all the core characters.
Is that how you feel about?
Wait a minute.
Are you gonna say that when you see Eddie too? You're like, oh man, he was in this game.
Oh no, I know
he's
they
an
always
original
reveal
character.
Eddie.
But he was in a Netflix show, bro. Like, he's everywhere. Yeah, he's Jin's best homie. That's why I love. First of all, bro,
Tekken Bloodline.
Son, you could be the main character looking like that. God damn, what's going on here?
For real.
Like, bro, like they did not have to go this hard in making this guy look like he went from some 9-year-old designed him to like a very astute person, a very astute culture. Look at that cockiness. He just hit him with the slight lip cockiness, and then we get a fucking specific a custom intro. Oh my god, I love Tekken so much that they do this. Please, Capcom, I don't care, just patch it in. Give us special intros. It's too much lore. It's too much lore.
Before you unpause it, can we just talk about my man's kicks? All right, he got the clean
99%. Oh yeah.
It's not even. Yeah. He don't even got his like gi shoes on or anything like that.
I'm not sure what those are. Yeah, those look like suits. Shoes. Like the pants even look kind of tailored to be a suit. Like he just threw on a gi on top. Maybe.
Yeah, you gotta have some of the equipment on just in case
on
you
deck.
fall,
You
right?
ever need to throw feet, throw toes, not throw hands.
Yeah, I mean, they grown men now. All right.
Yeah.
He gotta stay. He still gotta get him do his normal job. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah, but we got the intro. Oh god, shin splints just watching this. Oh god,
I was so distracted from this.
I was.
Motorcycle boots.
Yeah, they are motorcycle boots, definitely.
I mean, or they could just be, bowling shoes he stole. We're going.
Wow,
son. But yeah, special intro. Just let you feel that. Come at me with everything you got. What? Shins of iron. Forget iron fists. These are iron shins. But yeah, we get to see him in full showcase. Okay. So two things.
That's new.
The soccer kick is fucking like go. That's amazing. One thing I do want to note though, I don't know what it is, but there are some parts of the animation with him. Well, granted, this is early. Things can get tweaked. There's some things about his model that throws me off.
Yes, it's the way he moves. It's the way he does his moves.
Yeah, like this right here. Like, I don't know what it is. His head feels like it's kind of a weird shape compared to how his body is. Like, I don't know if I'm gonna break the glass for y'all if y'all haven't noticed, but it's something about his stance like this that is just throwing me off, and I don't know what it is.
it's his head is partially supposed to be tilted, I think, or it's like going through that motion, but I think it's also getting smaller. Yeah, like I think that's just a mistake they did. All right.
Oh, we got the boot.
I think I know what it is now that you mentioned it. Now that you brought it up, it's again a 2D. Whoa, that was weird.
Like, yeah, even here, look,
want to have.
This is
the head tracing. Well, they want the head tracing to the character, of course, but
tracking,
also it's the tracking. Yeah, it could be his stance issues because he has 3 or 4 stances. But then the other thing is, they're trying to showcase the character on a 2D playing field, looking straight or looking to the side.
Yeah,
and that's always been a design flaw in just fighting games in general, I think.
Yeah, he's looking at. I think Gabe's right. They're using the face tracking, and I got to be honest. I think this is just a bad animation thing that they clean up. Because I've noticed the more and more I've worked with animation, sometimes rigging can get really wonky when you start coding it to track and look at things and move a certain way. So I wouldn't be surprised if like this right here, where they kind of like done a scene shot versus in-game play, is more.
It looks better,
fleshed out.
Yeah,
it's fleshed
better.
out way more.
Yeah.
This is outside of gameplay, so
like the neck, the tilt, all that looks a little more natural. Versus, we're seeing a bit more of a stiffer kind of look. Like he's like looking straight ahead. There's nothing he's looking at. He's not looking down. And also, I don't know what it is, but like his traps, like it's weird. Yeah. His traps, ready? Like look at the traps of the muscles around your neck. For y'all that don't know what anatomy and what I'm talking about, like. They're a different size between the cinematic and like his collar is like way high. It looks like it's way higher here on the actual outro than it does in the in-game model. That's what's like throwing me off. I'm like, why did his early looks like looked better,
super
but
detailed.
then in game it kind of threw me off, and I was just like, I can't be tripping, right? It's like it's not just it's not me. But
I don't think they're done.
Oh yeah. Oh, well, hindsight. All this, it's far from done. It's not. I don't think it's gonna be finalized. They can still tweak things. We've seen in the past shit in trailers like Faku Ramen have been different sizes from when they show up. But yeah, what you got, Gabe?
Well, here's the thing. I did mention it on my stream. Harada did say, we talked about this a couple weeks ago, that some of the producers did say that they're not exactly proud of the animations or the
that is
graphics
true. That is true.
game.
Yeah,
like they want to tweak it better. However, to me, the feeling of this trailer and the previous one with Lily, I felt like the game has improved insurmountably from the last playable demo that we've seen. So that's what I'm feeling. Like the cutscenes are great. You're saying that the head things. I think that's just another issue of the stances and the way that Hwoarang plays, where his head has to track, especially since Tekken is so used to just having their characters spin around them.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
I'm nitpicking next here while anyone that does a hell sweep literally like dislocates their hips whenever they do their shit. Like breaks their spines. Like if you don't know what I'm talking about animation wise, go look it up. It's kind of a known thing. Yeah, I'm
for like 6 games. Okay,
I'm nitpicking. It was just something I noticed. But besides that, yeah, Hwoarang looks amazing. He got a very Kim-like, rage art. I don't know if you noticed that too. Like very similar. Rising multiple, roundhouses and such, all to then like an axe kick all the way down, like very Kim KOF 15 like. So I was like, that's interesting. I mean, it's kind of nature of the beast. They're taking martial arts. Not to say this is a standard thing in martial arts, but they're getting those same kind of feels, and they could develop kind of the same ideologies behind supers and all. But regardless, Hwoarang looks fucking amazing.
Yeah, I'll just say very rapidly.
Sorry, go ahead.
I'll just say very rapidly that I do know that Unreal is still updating their 5. They just went from like 5.1 to 5.2 or 3 for their engine. So I wouldn't be surprised if they're still getting used to some of the new additional things being added to it that they can work with. So I think we have to take that into account as well, because Unreal Engine 5 is just different than 4.
For sure.
I thought this was his finisher from Cross Tekken. It is kind of like his heel explosion, no?
A little bit. Just the ending.
Okay.
He did 2 into the overhead, so it was 3 kicks in total, I believe.
This is like 4.
Spazzing.
That was like 4 kicks, bro. Before even
out.
that was in the air. That didn't even count the kicks he was doing on the ground. But regardless, we got Hwoarang in. No surprise. Looking good. Looking like Mr. Steal Your Girl while he steals your bike, and then proceeds to drift it. All cool like. So I'm pretty stoked to see Hwoarang jump into the mix. And yeah, core character that might have been slightly forgotten a little bit, but hey, come a long way. The glow up is real, and I think it was worth. So with that, we've got let me see, we got some MK. Got some I can't even, it's funny, I can't even say 12 anymore, and you guys will understand. We had our little grain of sand in the previous 30th anniversary or 35th anniversary of Mortal Kombat, and yeah, this new trailer has now kind of been the talk around the water cooler, around the soul well, and it's nothing. Okay, I don't want to say it's nothing. It's something, but then it's nothing in true fashion. So we have a clock, we have it ticking. It's going to 11. The seconds are going to 11. It's about to hit 12. We're seeing what looks like, you know, this weird kind of black hole-ish particle star effect in the background, kind of faded with it, and then it flicks from 11, stutters, doesn't go to 12, goes to 1. What could this mean?
I don't know. What does 11:45 even mean?
I don't know what 11:45 means. Is that what 11:45 is at? Is that what other?
Isn't it?
No, I thought it was.
Starts. Yeah.
The funny thing is, for it being 11:44 and some change, or about to be 11:45, the hour number, the hour hand it's already at 12. So technically that's wrong. Technically that's supposed to be, that's 12.
God, this is what happens.
It's weird. Like whoever did the props here, I swear, I'm not trying to call people out on trailers, but like,
no, they're dumb.
You fucked up. You gotta move the hourglass, the hour hand a little bit in, because that just would not be correct. And if you were gonna say, oh, it's supposed to be 1 o'clock, it's like, well, then it needs to be the other way even more.
I'll just say I'm gonna take a long shot here. I truly think that's like showing like the different universes and maybe galaxies that's over the the course of all the games, and how it's just jumping through time.
Yes,
so there is no boundary now. Maybe you're starting everything back to the original part of the universe. That is such a long stretch, I know, but
no, you know what? No. I'm right there with you. I'm right there with you on like a multitude of reasons, right? So even starting, you know, once MK9 dropped, right, we opened the freaking floodgates of time travel. Like if you've been into comics, book, you know, any general books, movies, TV, when you start adding like time travel into the story or into like a premise of a world, you open the fucking floodgates to really anything. But also at the same time, you tend to open the floodgates to possibly writing yourself into a certain corner at times.
They did, and they did it. I felt like they did it fine. However, they were too scared to kill off characters completely.
Yes.
For instance, they had the characters be their nether selves, or whatever it was called. What was it, Revenants?
Revenants, Revenants, yes.
Yeah. You had Kung Lao, who died immediately at the end of the reboot of MK1 because Raiden thought that he was a chosen one. And then he dies against Shao Kahn. He's like, oh, snap, I messed up. I mean,
literal snap of the neck.
I mean, yeah, and Sindel kills everybody.
Killed everybody. Ripped whatever that was out of Jade's chest. I still don't know what she ripped out of her. I don't know what organ that was.
Put her heel through Jack's.
Yeah, Jack's got it hard. Was like, Jack's, I don't know how Jack's got a heel through the neck, bro. That happens. Right. You'd be surprised at the kind of hazards that happen with girls with those kinds of heels. You can survive that, dog.
I picked her immediately after that. Well, I picked her immediately after that. Then Devora did what she did to Melina. I picked her immediately after that.
So what you're trying to say is you are about characters that kill other characters. Got it.
Oh yeah, it means that it's a statement. It's like they're not scared to put these characters away. But then again, Johnny Cage, Sonya, they survive. They go into the next game, and then the next game actually continues with that. But then we still have the Revenant forms, which is to me a little bit lazy.
Now we're crossing. We're like crossing the streams like crazy.
Right, like it's not like Injustice story where they're like, "Hey, Shazam, you're dead." So like,
but you're still playable in the next game. So
what?
Yes.
I don't remember that.
Exactly. No, but nobody remembers Billy. Anyway. So yeah, absolutely.
It was a risk, but now they did put themselves in a corner because it's like, all right, time travel. We're gonna do it right this time. We want to reset.
Yeah.
And this is like, are they doing MK1?
No.
Is it MK12? Or are they tricking us?
I'm calling it right now. I'm gonna call it right now on this show. Okay.
Yes.
So, funny enough, the clock does start at 9. So MK9, MK10, MK11, right? Like it kind of is going with that. That's where all the time disruption happened. So by the time we finish with MK11, right, DLC and all, at the end of everything, we've got Liu Kang becoming the fire god Liu Kang and the keeper of the sands of time. I think that's what they were called.
If you did it right, it's with katana.
What?
If you did it right, he does it with katana. Yeah.
Oh, like has an ending with her?
If you finish, yes. If you
okay,
finish the
bro.
ending fully, he can,
yes.
No,
yes.
not did it. Stop it,
bro. You're mixing me up here. I'm like, bro, this is not. These are not specifics we need to get into. But yes. So he becomes this Time Lord, but we get a cutscene at the end where he visits.
The right secret ending.
Where he gets to yeah, you just have to do all these things before you get that secret ending. Everybody knows that. Everybody knows. So you get these you get this cutscene at the very end, you know, where Raiden talks to Liu Kang. He's like kind of his advisor on this because he's like giving up his powers, and Liu Kang's like now going to rewrite the universe. And he goes as far back to the original Kung Lao, the legendary Kung Lao that defended the Earth realm, who the Kung Lao that we know was named after, is his family lineage, all this. It's kind of been a thing forever in Mortal Kombat. It's always been a thing. That legend has always been a thing. But we have never experienced it. We've never seen what that was. We've only heard the stories and like I said, the legacy. The fact that we got that cutscene at the end was like, that was amazing. Like, we don't know if they're gonna go that way, or he's just putting the motion, you know, things back in motion where Kung Lao has to fight in Mortal Kombat, and we're like, oh, that's cool, he went there. But the fact that this trailer skips over 12, meaning, you know, we're not going to canonically to just a next one, we're going backwards to the first MK, to that Kung Lao. I'm like, damn, that makes sense, because now they don't have to write themselves in a corner. They can really play with a lot. But my question that comes up about this is, what are they going to do with like the new generation of characters?
Got you.
Like, are they going to just be a character select screen character? We're just like, okay, that's fine. You know, they're not involved in the story, but that's going to confuse a lot of people. They're going to be like, why is there a Sonya Blade and a Cassie Cage and a Johnny Cage? Like, what's going on here? Like, who are these characters if they didn't play 10 or 11, right?
So there's two things they could do. They can either do the whole Marvel universe kind of concept where, you know, there's parallel universes, different things, right? They've kind of already showcased that.
They literally had a cutscene in 11 that showed that.
Yeah. So that's a concept, or you're gonna love this one. Instead of him just going back, because you said he's going back to the Kung Lao time period, right? Mm-hmm. Shaolin Monks 2 is coming.
Oh my God! Please, Ed Boon. Actually,
Shaolin Monks 2 could happen now.
Son of a bitch, you're right, because also Ed Boon did go like, "Oh well, I never said it was gonna be a Mortal Kombat game." But then again, I don't trust Ed Boon. I don't trust the guy.
Either.
I can't trust him. I can't. I have literal trust issues because of that guy.
But he's wanted to revisit this for a long time. Like,
we've all wanted to revisit it for the longest time. Everybody has.
He said, I really would like to run back to this spin-off, to prequel, like to add this secondary, part of it that's missing. And I think Shaolin Monks was a great game. So Shaolin Monks 2, in this day and age, Ninja Turtles did a great job as a beat 'em up coming out. Streets of Rage, did a great job. It's time. Shaolin Monks 2.
You're talking about the Fox Ninja Turtles one that came out during the same time as this? That game was great.
No. The Shredder's Revenge one?
Like the recent one.
Shredder's Revenge. I'm talking about the one that looks like.
Are you talking about
you talking about like Turtles in Time and shit?
One.
Or okay.
I'm talking about the one that was for Xbox original and PS2.
Gotcha.
No.
So
I'm talking about Shredder's Revenge, bro.
So yeah, that is also a possibility. But and it is MK related, right? So you can't just be like, it was Mortal Kombat related, but not that Mortal Kombat, right? So, with that, obviously with all the talk, we have some supposed leaks, supposed confirmation information. I'm still waiting to hear. Take all this with a grain of salt. Yeah, take this with a grain of salt because there hasn't been any kind of like real sources that have confirmed it. But Mortal Kombat 1, just a 1, targeting a September release, reveal immediate in the next couple weeks, which that one I could be like, you know what? The trailers are hyping up, combo breakers around the corner. Makes sense for this to happen, so I'll give that one a pass. This next one these next two are really cool. Peacemaker and Homelander are potential characters.
Yeah. Kicking off Homelander, I might be a Mortal Kombat player.
Bro, Homelander actually makes so much goddamn sense to be in this game. Oh my god, I would love to have Homelander on here.
You know how they get the horror characters? He's like alongside the horror character.
Yeah, he's the superhero character, right? We got to bring a superhero.
But he's like actually scary though. Like,
oh yeah,
like I don't look at him as a superhero character. I look at him as like a horror character.
Yeah, he is pretty terrifying. I love the boys. And Peacemaker, which makes sense. Continue on, right? WB product. They can do that. They've already added the Joker in. Peacemaker is Suicide Squad, all that. He's not a PG character. What? Oh, you just don't want to see John Cena get fucked up?
No, I need Butcher.
Butcher?
Oh, okay. Maybe.
I don't know
Just
about
the new
Butcher.
Kano.
Between that would be some great back and forth between the two. Actually, that would be pretty sick. But
Could you imagine, like, what are you doing
Homelander
in
makes
this
sense.
world?
Yeah, right. Let's check out the Bobby. Yeah, but then also coming to PS5, Xbox Series, and Nintendo Switch, and also quoting, adding to it,
where's my PC
coming to PC. It says it right there. Credit to Bill Kuhn and Jez Corden are stating this. So take it with a grain of salt. But if this is true, it makes sense. The trailers make sense. It kind of pointed out that's just my theory. I mean, another Mortal Kombat movie, the sequel to the MK movie is in the works. We're about to be in MK Fever season again. And yeah, combo break around the corner. They're dropping these trailers. It's about time. We might finally get to see a new entry in the MK series, which I am super stoked for. Especially if these characters are real too. I'm actually hyped just off of Homelander being in because he just fit the world so well. And then maybe later they could add Butcher. Why not? They could add Judge Dredd. Oh my god, what if they add Judge Dredd and it's like the same actor, because the same actor that played Butcher played Dredd and Judge Dredd. So it's like
is Invincible tech? Yeah. What if they could get the rights to Invincible?
Oh my god.
Invincible. Omni-Man would be sick.
Omni-Man would be kind of dope.
Omni-Man would just destroy that
like,
mustache.
Think, Homelander, think.
Yeah. You thought you could beat me? He just comes out like think, and he just destroys your fucking head. Oh lord. Yeah, would be a good time. That mustache would rain terror. So MK looking to potentially be some amazing announcements coming up soon. I mean, we know it's happening. It's just, just tell us when. Yeah, exactly. All right, so with that, what we're going to tell you right now, we don't have a randoms because we kind of went through the randoms. We added it to the to the regular list of things in the Fighter's Corner. So we're going to jump right into the next thing that's been terrorizing the fighting game community. Street Fighter 6 coming out June 2nd, and there's already hubbub around, once again, the water cooler or the dojo. 2 out of 3 or 3 out of 5? Let the discussion continue. There we go. That's really the discussion there. Like, should Street Fighter 6 be 2 out of 3 or 3 out of 5? First to 3. Or first to 2.
I did say on Twitter, I responded to, I think it was Angry Bird. I said to him, hey, what do you think about instead of 2 out of, we can keep it 2 out of 3, but what about 3 out of 5 matches? And his response was, Manon would be broke.
Yes. True. Yes. That's one of the key things that I've heard is a big yes, Kimberly would also be effective because if she level 3s in round 1, she has that buff for the rest of the game, and that's a completely different matchup. Well, one of the other things that also brought up is, the 2 out of 3 format is a different competitive format versus 3 out of 5, right? Like a first to 2 set is played vastly different than a first to 3 set, right? Like they're just resources that carry over, i.e. super meter. Drive meter doesn't matter. Drive meter, it resets every round, so that doesn't matter as much. But super meter, all 3 bars, they continue on. That would potentially change. That could change the way certain characters are played. Tiers of 2 out of 3. A character playing the 2 out of 3 plays differently from a character in the 3 out of 5. Like that's what I'm getting. That's what I'm putting in layman terms. So you gotta think about it that way. There's also a bunch of other things that have been brought up, right? The idea of timing, scheduling, stream schedule. All of these aspects get affected just because you've added an extra match or even an extra round, right? And I am for either myself, but what I want to see, honestly, is us try it. Is for the community to try it, and it doesn't have to go to majors right away. It doesn't have to be like, oh, this major's 3 out of 5, but this major's 2 out of 3. It's like, no, like try online tournaments first. Let online tournaments try 3 out of 5, right? If you want to. It's up to the TO. Yeah, it's the easiest, right? It's up to the TO, right? If you do 3 out of 5, then instead of doing top 16, maybe you do top 8 only, right? Or maybe you do top 6 instead of top 8. I mean, Evo's already doing only top 6, right? They're not doing top 8 on stage no more, right? They're doing top weird. 6. That's already a change. It's already a paradigm change. Not a lot of people seem to be up in arms about that anymore. But when it comes to this game, it's like, it's fast. The loading times are practically non-existent outside the initial one, right? Like, you hit rematch, it's like that instantly, right? There's no waiting. There's no, there's little to no downtime there. So, how much time is getting added there as well was another aspect, but it's really, we really need to just try it out. We don't know. We can't have all the possible answers. The unknowns and such already squared away before the game is even out.
I personally would like to see it just stay 2 out of 3. I mean, learn to block, stop getting hit. Exhaustion is going to go both ways.
It's a lot of damage, though, man. Like you have bar, you have meter. Like you could lose an easy 30-40%.
Street Fighter 4 was the same way.
But Strive is also the same, right? But Strive has been 3 out of 5 the entire time, though, right? Like
I feel like Strive is faster.
Oh yeah, Strive is ridiculously fast. You can get crushed on that.
Yeah, I kind of understand why that's 3 out of 5 because it's very, very fast paced, and I actually like the Japanese. I do like the Japanese way where they were playing Guilty Gear 3 out of 5 round. They were doing the 3 out of 5 rounds, 2 out of 3.
2 out of 3. Because
I felt like that made sense to me. But and even Strive would kind of still transfer over to that same concept, and VCI makes sense like that too because nothing's really transferring over. I feel like with a game like this, unfortunately, 2 out of 3 kind of fits the motto. Maybe 3 out of 5 could work, but I personally, I don't think that's really ambiguous, and it doesn't give people the opportunity to upset as much. So I think we lose kind of like that. It's almost like form factoring it for people who are really good at long sets and also people who play the game a lot longer, a lot more. So I kind of feel like there's this like takeaway from it. Like, hey, you should just be good at the 2 out of 3. I remember Justin always saying, the scariest thing to him when playing even Marvel, because it's fast paced 3 out of 5, was playing against a rando because anything could happen in that 3 out of 5.
And you have to try to adjust that quickly, right?
Exactly. If it was 2 out of 3, there was just no, we're getting mixed and we just lose.
Yeah,
there's no real adjustment.
Exactly. If you don't adjust by the next round, the next match is like, oh, that mix hit you again? Yeah, that's game. Like
in Street Fighter 6, for as much as I've played it, I feel like there's ways to adjust very fast once everybody starts learning the game. I think right now we're still at that phase. I think it's way too early to have this conversation with a definitive already. I think we can test it, like you said, but I think having a definitive, even me saying, yeah, it should just be 2 out of 3 is kind of a definitive, and I shouldn't be saying that. It should be, let's test it, and let's kind of gauge it, not based off of just one part of the maybe the top players or just TOs. I think we have to explore it from every side. Is it helping new players get into it too? Because 3 out of 5 is kind of taxing in a tournament.
It is because like you, but it's both taxing and yet at the same time also gives you the opportunity for an upset too. That's the awesome part is like the amount of people I've seen that are like 2-0'd.
Yeah,
I've been in 2-0 situations and come back 3 straight. It's like it's great entertainment. It's great entertainment. I'll tell you that much.
I've been in some 2-0 situations in Marvel, and I'm like, damn, if only this was just 2 out of 3.
You would have 2 out of 3. I would have won, right? Or it was 2-2. Like, yeah, it's like, damn it, no, like, yeah.
But even for first, right? You know, we've all been in situations where like if it was just 3 out of 5, I already made the adjustments, but it's too late. So even our competitor would say the same. So it's like I said, I think it's up in the air right now, and I agree with you on we just have to test it. I don't know.
I'm just
saying there's a lot of damage.
It can be a lot of damage, or there can be a lot of this or that and the other. But we're gonna get to a defensive point that it's gonna be fine. Whether we like it or not, you know, Capcom Cup and all the major top 8 events are going to be like, we'll do 3 out of 5, you know, because they almost always do for Street Fighter 5 anyway.
Yeah.
3 out of 5.
I mean, top 8 at least is always going to be that.
Yeah. But in a natural environment, like, I think it's just, who was the first person to put it out? Was it Punk? From what I saw?
No. Punk was one of the early ones. It was one of the early ones, though. I've just seen it filter from all over the place. Yeah,
it's negative. Negative what? 17.
17. Yeah.
And we're talking about 3 out of 5 and 2 out of 3s when we don't even have the game.
We don't even know how these grapplers are gonna fuck us up, yo. Like if grapplers fuck us up in like 2 grabs, they're like, okay, hold up.
That's probably why people are gonna want 3 out of 5. But
wait a minute.
That's not an excuse. That's an excuse in my eyes.
Half of the game hasn't even been delivered to almost nearly any of us.
Yeah.
And I say any, obviously, you know, you have your crack players that are like, I know the game. No, you don't. You don't even have grapplers in space.
Yeah, you don't even know. You don't know the fear.
You don't even have boomerangs going around your neck.
Yeah, you don't got the fear, baby. Not yet. You will, though. You will.
Yikes.
But, yeah, so 3 out of 5 versus 2 out of 3. Like, I think the definitive thing we should do is it's waiting, right? Test it out. Online tournaments are there. We're gonna play with everybody. Everybody's gonna be cross-played and connected, ready to go. You know, there's gonna be unknowns that we're just not aware of, but I think that'll be our best course of action is to honestly just wait and test it out. And there's nothing wrong with that, testing it out. If we test it out and it don't work out, that's fine. We'll stick it to 2 out of 3. But if 3 out of 5, as the game develops, becomes more of a viable thing, that's gonna be a bridge we have to cross. As a community, we got to make that decision, and then the TOs and such will also have to be in agreement and all that, and then it'll get massively adopted over time.
I mean, I'll definitely say this, like DNF Duel went from a 2 out of 3 to a 3 out of 5 mentality at one point, so I don't think it's uncommon. I definitely think that people should run casual lobbies as 3 out of 5 and 2 out of 3 to see what feels good, what feels comfortable. If the rotations are fast enough too, to see if it's feasible to play in these environments, right? I don't want to, maybe I don't have all day. 2 out of 3 might just fit my personality for, you know, between if I'm an older person,
I've got
these other things. Right?
I've got 4 mixes. I do the first 2 on the first match. I do the last 2 on the second set. And if you block the second set, I'm done. It's over. Like you win, dog. Some people are like that. It's like, oh, you blocked that? All right, yo, GG's, man. Good stuff. We'll see you.
That's literally Marvel. Oh, yeah, he's never getting hit. It's okay.
Yeah, like, oh shit, you blocked that shit. All right, yo. I'll see you next. I'll see you maybe in the losers, possibly. We'll see what's up. All right, man. GG's. You're just done. There are some people that are like that, and I don't know. Maybe I'll do the same deal in Street Fighter 6. But in the meantime, though, what do you guys think? You think Street Fighter 6 should be 2 out of 3 or 3 out of 5, or in terms of matches, or do you think we need to increase the rounds in between? But hey, that is opening doors to some characters possibly just naturally over time being better. We'll just have to wait and find out, but let us know, of course. But with that, guys, that is going to be closing up the show here. But before we do close up the show, we got to close up our ads, which is what we're going to hit real quick. So stay tuned, guys. We're going to be closing up, but we'll be right back right after this. Stay tuned. All right, new Guilty patch coming out soon. Street Fighter 6 open beta, matter of days. Sylvie's coming out tomorrow, and we just gotta wait real close to see what the Mortal Kombat 12 or Mortal Kombat 1 is going to end up being. But that has been our episode here of Double Tap today, guys. We appreciate you guys hanging out with us this week, listening to us, watching us on YouTube or wherever you might see our faces at. Make sure to follow us, of course, at Double Tap FGC on all social media platforms. Once again, on Twitter, on YouTube, where we do post up the highlights for the show there and all the different segments we got into. Make sure to follow my awesome hosts, both of them. They're here live now. Got Meza at Meza FGC. I think on Kick, though, you're just Meza, aren't you? Okay.
No, actually, I couldn't get it. But I wanted to keep the branding the same. So
okay, so it's FGC still?
Yeah, still
okay.
Meza FGC. Yes.
Okay, so Meza FGC on everything. He's not on Twitch, but he's on Kick. Go check him out on Twitter. Go check him out on YouTube as well. Follow, of course, Static Grill at Static Grill on all social media platforms as well. He'll be live every Friday, at least, for some Marvel, some TNS Marvel.
No, TNS Marvel this week is palette swap, so no.
Oh, it's palette swap? Oh. Why not play that? Go play palette swap. This stuff is crazy.
That.
Really?
To learn 400 other characters.
Yeah, why not? It's Marvel. What do you mean? What do you mean? All right. Well, follow him regardless. Not this week, but he will be live for something. I don't know what he'll play. He could be reviewing Resident Evil. He could be playing, I don't know, Breath of the Wild. I don't know what he's doing right now. But he's playing games, so go check him out. You can follow me at CrashTagVS, of course, on Twitter. Make sure to follow Mash Those Buttons at the Mash Network on Twitter as well. Check out all the other shows we have going on, especially when we get a new episode of Double Tap. Gets posted up there first. And once again, Double Tap FGC on all social platforms. I appreciate y'all hanging out with us. You guys can support us, of course, liking, retweeting, leaving a review on your podcast platform of choice helps a whole lot. We love to get that feedback from y'all. Lets us know what we're doing right, so we can fix that, and what we keep doing that, and what we're doing wrong, so we can fix that later, especially in time for Street Fighter 6, because we got a lot to cover, of course. Rating, reviews, all that good stuff really helps us out. And yeah, if you guys stay tuned after the show to hear about our other shows here on the MTB Network. We'll be live next week, Monday, 8:30 Eastern Standard Time on twitch.tv/mash those buttons with a new episode every Tuesday on your favorite podcast platform of choice. But until then, I'm Crash. That's Meza over there. That's Static. We'll be live next week. We'll see y'all next round. Peace.
Yeah.